everybody should stand on, is the most foundation everyone should stand on, because for me they always remain only to care for them and they remain alive. As for me, in my home I have given birth to 8 children. They are educated and 3 boys, but one died, so I have 2 boys and 5 girls. They all have their homes, so in my home I'm with my wife only and workers, but all of them were helped with coffee and banana plantation, though others follow like nuts, beans and maize, sorghum plus millet, but coffee and banana helped me and my family more than others. And today, though I retired, what I have is enough. I have a shop. I'm the one who is there, and the capital comes from coffee, though some from maize, millet, cassava. Around my village I around my village I have gotten a fridge that I use in my shop to be helping people around, because our place is a bit far from the trading center, so my coffee grew. When it grew, I got worried and decided to cut it down. So when I cut it down, an agriculturist called Alan was bypassing and saw my coffee. Then he told me to buy fertilizer and put it there. So I had already cut it down. So I had already cut it down. Yes, I had already cut it down. And I had put beans and maize plus bananas. So he came and he showed to me how to put fertilizer, and he could dig a small hole. He gets water, pours it around the hole, and then adds fertilizer in it. He told me to continue trying, and then I bought 5 sacks of fertilizer from him. So when I continued, the coffee started coming up, growing, and it produced many branches. So I had to prune them, remove the leaves, and leave 3 or 4 branches. From nowhere, it started flowering and it matured properly, and I started harvesting. Let me ask you, before you reach far, before you had started using fertilizer, because you already said you cut it when it was mature. So before you cut it down, can you tell me what you used to get that coffee, so that I can compare it with the one you cut down and put fertilizer? Do you think there was a difference, my friend agriculturist? The story is too long. At first I could get a lot from it before I started using fertilizer, and it took like 3 years when it was okay and I was harvesting properly. But time came, it started dying, but by that time we had stopped caring for it. as in we could not weed it, mulching, and so on. And we started seeing that our land was being wasted. So we had to cut it down. So when we had already put bananas and beans, that's when Alan came. But by the time he came, I had already uprooted some of the coffee, and I had got it from the sub-county, from people of NADS. So the coffee, I had already gotten tired of it. So that coffee I had already gotten tired of it, or that I have already gotten tired of, is the one helping me now. So in that land, I had to put beans and nuts, and when I added fertilizer, I started from there. Right now, even if you tell me to become a reverend, I can't, because coffee can do a lot. If the season become our farmer of today, I'm so happy and delighted. Thanks for accepting to be invited. We invited you and you have come. My name is Jonan Kakwaya. I'm an agriculturalist in EPG company or Falcon. We are found in Namave, but we have other branches in other places like Mbara, Masaka, and some other places. We fight to see that we can bring to you opportunities so that you can be helped and help ourselves to see that we do and put farming on a higher level. As they said in the last days that we should invite you to come and we have a conversation. We are happy you heard our voices and decided to come. I thank God who has brought you and who has brought us. This is the time you have heard my name, and I think your voice shall make sure to remain in our minds. We shall use it in our company, not in any other place, so that we can see how we're gonna join our hands to make sure we continue improving farming. It's a high time. Let me welcome you. You tell us about your journey of farming, what you do, and where you come from, how they are moving. Do you know EPG, or you have your own products that you are using? You're welcome, sir. Thanks, agriculturalist. My name is retired Reverend Christopher Karuru. I'm from Kashongoro Parish. My village is Rokarunjibi in Nyakigende Sub-County, Mitoma District. I'm happy for being invited to meet with you, and I'm so happy to be invited with intention of asking me about farming, because for me, I have spent a lot of time ministering in Anglican church, but still I like farming. In fact, most churches I could live when I have planted mostly coffee and banana plantation as a foundation of the church. But at my home, I could plant them so that also I used to have cows, so that I can get cow dung to put in my coffee and banana. Though even beans allows, but coffee and even beans follows, but coffee and banana plantation is the most foundation everybody. If the season gets done, you stay knowing another season is coming. So before you started using fertilizer and when you started using it, do you see there is a big difference? So much. I have already forgotten about those years, even if the soil is fertile, but you are supposed to add fertilizer. So tell me how Mr. Alan came to tell you to use fertilizer. How did he start, and how did you accept what he told you to do? So Alan had come in our trading center to teach us how to do farming. So after I had to bring him home to see my coffee that I cut down, I asked him, will it grow again? So that's when he told me what to do. Right now, there is a big difference in last years and these years. At my home, poverty was chased away by coffee and the banana plantation I had put and the banana I had put also looking good. For me, I don't buy bananas at home. I care for my bananas. Also, I put some beans in the sides of the coffee and banana garden. If I have pruned my coffee, I can put few beans. Actually, beans have no problem because you can use a panga, knife or a small hoe. You can keep on putting few, like people who are educated, they call them cover crops, so they can still stop soil from getting direct sunshine. Also, they have nitrogen, so they help us to fix nitrogen in the soil. The big thing is when you are planting them, make sure you don't put them near coffee. You have to at least measure 2 to 3 meters from the coffee tree, and they shouldn't be much. You put few, as it's well known as intercropping. Can you put maize? You don't need to put maize. Maybe you can put in the boundaries. They should also have a very big distance. And for nuts, remember, you have to cut the soil, and when you are cutting the soil, you are also cutting coffee roots, and that can spoil coffee. And another thing, after harvesting coffee, sometimes it doesn't put flowers faster. That's why for me, I make sure after a season I have to add in some fertilizer or more fertilizer. Coffee has to be given more nutrients such that it can give you more and more. So from the time you started using extension fertilizer, how do you see your coffee? As I told you that my coffee died and I decided to cut it down, but when I saw Alan and he gave me fertilizer, now my coffee is there in a good condition. It has a lot of branches, so I think you should still do what you did the other time. you try to prune the branches again, because the more you try to prune, the more you try to add fertilizer, the more it continues to produce more branches. So when you add fertilizer in the coffee, you have to make sure you keep on pruning the branches. Coffee has so that the coffee can have more sunshine. It looks good, but it can't put flowers. So coffee has no some sunshine. You have to go and remove and prune them such that it can get some sunlight. When it gets light, there will be a difference. You should keep on removing unwanted branches so that it can grow well, and also you should give coffee water, add fertilizer, and other things you will be telling me. Also, getting fertilizer is not easy at all, so I don't know the plans you have, how we shall be getting fertilizer and plan for our coffee. So for our EPG or Falcon, we don't give on fertilizers, we give fertilizer knowledge. We don't give only fertilizer, we give fertilizer knowledge. The third thing, we also buy coffee and on a good price. I like the way you have said, you people of Mbarara Mitoma, since you have circles, you have what we will begin with. We can call it bargaining power and accessibility. So if you have your circle, it can help in every season. Like if you are 30 people and to each of you has like 50 or 70 or 100 kilograms, you can get a car and you pack your coffee, you transport it to Kampala. Or if you can't manage, we shall get any other solution and we shall remain with you. We can give fertilizer for tomatoes and beans. We can also help in pest control. We also have liquid fertilizer. There are 4 farmers work with them. There are 4 farmers who will work with them. We are ready to be giving you advice and many others. Also, we can find market for your coffee. We make sure we have where to start with you from day 1 up to last. For the market, we shall again talk about it later. And for fertilizer, we have a depot in Mbarara, but also Mbarara is a big distance, but we shall try to bring depots near your place, because it's good for a farmer to get fertilizer whenever they want it, because if they don't, they may affect their production, or it may affect their production. What I want to know, what I want to ask you, Reverend, do you have an agriculturist you talk to? You can tell him or her, you can tell his or her name and from which company. For me, I don't have, but in our sub-county, they could call us that there is an agriculturist. You reach, she talks to you, but she does not go to our gardens, and she was from the government. And for Alan, is very far. I only talk to him on the phone nowadays. When do you buy fertilizers? Every after a season, I make a budget, I decide what to do, and I can buy like 3 bags of fertilizers or more. Do you buy fertilizers only or also some pest control? I do buy all. Do you first consult on what type you should buy? Yes. You know, there are those pest controllers called the coffee bowara. You have to spray all of them. So, advice to a farmer is something big, because in most cases we don't know what to do. Sometimes coffee can be affected. You find when leaves are yellowish. So I would want you to tell me what I can use, cause others can even dry, others when you cut it you find holes in the middle. So where do you buy medicine? I go to the neighboring shops. What about the prices? Are they good or they're expensive? So Reverend, for the time you have been using fertilizers, is there any type you feel like it should be the one you should use in coffee, maize or beans? No matter what, I can't tell, but when I go to the shop and I start bargaining, I mostly buy the one they refuse to lower the price, cause I feel like it might be better than others. So can you tell that this fertilizer is better according to the way it is packed or the way the package is? On that there is no way I can, but fertilizers which is packed well, it has to be double packed and sealed, because they can get spoiled. But I want you to teach me this. There is a liquid fertilizer and the one which is like seeds, and there is another medicine called Super Glow. They say when you put it in your coffee it can grow well. So can the liquid and the Super Glow help alone, or I have to mix them together? So on that ground we use, on the ground we use it when we are planting the layer after 6 months, and then control with others slowly. I want to ask you, Reverend, I know some seasons might not be good and you want to dig another season. So have you ever been there and you feel like you want to grow but you haven't harvested but you want fertilizers? What do? You leave and first of all harvest. After getting money, you go and buy. Because in most cases, it's not easy to buy fertilizers when you haven't yet harvested. But there are some other people who can buy fertilizers, and also there are some people who can wait, or there are also other people who can go and buy the ones for coffee and yet they want to put them in the tomatoes, beans or maize. Like you said, you have been a farmer for some good time. What challenges have you faced in farming? Poverty and ignorance, because they could tell us that if we put fertilizer in our soil, the soil will get spoiled. When we learned about fertilizers, we came to realize that we wish we learned about fertilizers earlier, or we knew about it long time. Also, when we started using it, also other people started copying what they saw us doing. When you put fertilizer, you can have like 3 or 2 seasons in a year, in June or May or November. So people started buying fertilizers, and even some can be forced to put even on coffee which has already grown. So Reverend, all these things you use, fertilizers and other things, how do you get them? Do you pay cash, or you have shop where you can go and they give you things on credit, on debt? They can't, because those people are in Kabohe, Ishaka, so they can't give credit. They can't, because those people are very far from our place. You have to go with cash and you buy the things. What you do, you maybe go to the bank, you get a loan, and then after harvesting, when you start harvesting, you keep on paying slowly. So Reverend, do you think if we bring an offer of bringing you fertilizers on loans, do you think people will like it? Yes, they like it more than anything. So do you think they can pay back properly? Or because for you have been with them for some good time, and now you know them, can they really pay properly? What I know, if you have to pay back money which is not yours, or the money for the fertilizer, you can't wait to pay after harvesting. All the money you start getting, as long as you start harvesting, when you get small, you keep on paying small and slowly. You are supposed to start paying back money for fertilizer. You have to put it in your mind that coffee is for sharing, you and the person who gave you fertilizer. It's not good to fail to pay back the person who has helped you with his fertilizer. Another thing, Reverend, Have you ever heard about insurance or agriculture insurance? I think, can you think it can be important to you? Our chairman, we have MP who gave 50M to every parish, and in our parish we have 4 to our sub-county, and in our sub-county we have 4 parishes. So in my parish I was elected to be the chairman of the circle. We mobilized people and we got 100 people. We had to tell everyone to add 100,000 so that in case one of us dies, we had to use that money to help us as an insurance. So we also gave each person 1M for 1 year, and on the interest of, because when they could bring only 10,000 plus that 1 million. Another thing, you might find when those fertilizers are too far, you can try to look for them and you fail to get them. That's true. Okay, I know nowadays we have phones, we can use internet. Maybe small people don't know how to use them, but I think for you, you know. I want you to tell me if you know how to use the phone, also if you love it. Of course I love it. The reason to why I have asked is on these phones, you know, you can be able to make an order on internet. You tell them you're so and so, or you write an SMS and you order things instead of moving to the shop to pick them. Which one is better? There is SMS, there is moving, and there is an app. I think SMS is better. Or even if I fail, I have children, maybe they can tell me or teach me how I should do and what I should do. Have you ever faced a challenge with fertilizer? There is a fertilizer called MAN. It killed my coffee. I had bought it in Ishaka. It was written MAN. The shop attendant told me that the fertilizer is nice, so he gave me a long fertilizer, and I also used it in the wrong way. Do you have anywhere around your place where you buy fertilizer? No, because most people know nothing about fertilizers. Only Alan can tell me what to do. Or there is another woman he introduced me to. If I don't get Alan, that woman can tell me. What do you think? If they bring you any agriculturalist, you can really feel like you need him or her to help you with anything. I need him or her to come to my farm, he or she sees what is there. Also, I would wish him or her to teach me how I can be able to get good fertilizers. So, Reverend, I know we have already finished this season. What do you really feel like you should have next season? Like something you are worried about, except sunshine and rain. There are many. Firstly is the market for my coffee, packing it. There are many. Luckily enough, I've told you most of my challenges, so you will do for me what you feel like doing. But coffee has too much work. But the things I need are many. I have given you my address. You can reach out to me and we see what you can do for me. Last question. Like getting fertilizer hasn't been easy for you. Alan could help you on what to do. But now, if you get a chance, like as EPU, leave alone fertilizer, we can do too much work, and we can cooperate, work together with you, the farmer, to see that farming has improved and has gone to a new level, to another level. The farmer has loved him left. What do you think it is? Maybe in debts, credit. What do you think also can market? Because some people have market but no fertilizer, others have fertilizers but not market. No market. People are dying because of failing to get money for buying fertilizer. They have children, they want fees, famine. Now, like for me, I buy fertilizer because I no longer have children in school. But there are other ones who have children and have debts. After harvesting, they are on repaying debts. It's not easy to get fertilizer, and also there is no market. But when the coffee grows, you can't fail to get market. I never knew how to answer this question, but I think I have answered. Reverend, thanks so much and thanks for coming. We shall continue to cooperate with you, and we shall do all that we are needed to do, and everything which is needed to be done. We shall bring fertilizers, we teach you how to use them, we give you the pest control. But before we go far, you might be having something to ask me, maybe about EPG. I have taken a long time without getting any teacher to teach me. Benoni Kakwaya, thanks so much. I might be much older than you, but you have taught me well. Also, it has been long since I last had someone to teach me. I last talked to Alan, and for the time I have spent here, I have learned and I came to learn. I want to thank you and your company EPG for bringing that KY Expressor fertilizer. It's the one I have been using. I pray that God will use that organization to give us fertilizers on credits overall to use for harvesting coffee. Taplings, you can give them to us. Then after harvesting, we can pay you back. I pray we shall have another agriculturalist who is like Alan and to bring things closer so that we can get them anytime we want them. Thanks for lecturing me, and I pray we shall meet again. Thanks, Reverend. May the Lord bless you, give you peace, make a way for you where there is no way, to continue bearing fruits and your family. May God be with you, and thanks for accepting our invitation. I believe we shall continue being together, sharing knowledge. I pray the Lord will take you safe and take me safe as well, and we shall keep in touch. Amen.